Okay, guys, welcome. We're going to be streaming some Kohan here. Doing 1v1s as it was patch 310, community patch made, kind of fix some of the problems with the game. I just love this game 1v1 so much. Just want to start sharing some of the 1v1s we've been doing, some of the maps we've been making. This is one we did the other day, and this is a fucking good game, so let's watch this one. Alright, starting out, we got Zeza in the blue in the south, we got Golmec in the north, red. Now let's... How do we pause this? There we go. Let's look at the map real quick. Everybody starts off next to a gold deposit. Everybody starts off close to this wood deposit. You got bandits and you got a neutral Haroon settlement in your little area. Everyone kind of has 4 choke points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before you're out in the world. Right outside, you got an iron. You got an ancient ruin up here. You got more gold over here. There's spiders around. Flipped on the other side, gold. You got a stone outcropping. And then the middle, this is where a lot of the action will take place. You got a Slan settlement and a Gari settlement. Neutral settlements going there. And then you got these 2 irons right in the middle. Can get 16 iron out of 1 outpost, but hard to defend. And then, back here, we got what I call a Holy Oasis. These give plus 18 mana, plus 6 of every other resource. But they're guarded by an Ice Drake. You can take an Ice Drake layer with 3 Dragoons. Probably some other parties I can take it pretty easily, but that's what I've been found to be like kind of the easiest way to get it. Yeah, lots of little choke points, lots of places of battles to happen. I like this map a lot. Let's see what happens here. Kind of speed up. Oh, 200% is what we usually play at. So, both players starting off the obvious settlers. Golmec starting off with a market. Zeza starting off with a quarry. Build orders in this game I have still not figured them out. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have figured them out a lot more than me, but that's kind of the fun, is the experimenting of it. I try to go for quick engineers on these maps because of the gold mine that starts right near you, and just the fact that engineers are they're good scouts, they're good early offensive units. They're just such a perfect unit, and I'll usually go with 4 engineers in the front, 1 scout in the back for that extra recon. Alright, Golmec tries to go out, wrong way, goes into the bandits. Zeza goes out, finds the first spot he can to settle, not trying to get too fancy here. Just trying to keep it close by with his expansion, and immediately the engineers come up. Over here on Golmec's side, he's already upgraded to a city. He's got his wood, he's going up for a bank, and he's already got his first scouts. Down here, engineers are getting the gold mine, getting a carpentry guild early. That makes everything cost half. It makes all your buildings cost half, and then it makes any archers or footmen cost half. I tend to use footmen armies a lot because they're so cheap, and if you get a cleric in the back, they're pretty fucking good for how cheap they are. So I'm going for the Carpentry Guild first. These are over there. We got Golmec's first settlement coming down here near the stone. And that is a move that he's really putting himself out there a bit, but at the same time, he's still pretty enclosed on 2 sides. Just cutting himself off from his capital a bit to be a little more forward and near that stone, which is pretty important. Engineers are searching around, starting to do some recon. Golmec scouts are going all throughout the area. Golmec's very good at scouting. Seems to be one of my weak points, is that... not a weak point, I'd say, just my strategy tends to be to go for the engineers early. Whereas he still hasn't gotten engineers. He's... What's he building in his other city? He got a quarry in his first engineers. He'll probably start getting that gold and that stone soon. He's got iron. What's he doing with that iron, though? Nothing yet. Scouts are over there, just looking around. My engineers are starting to go for these bandits. And at the same time, scouts are coming down and seeing them. We didn't quite see each other here, but he saw what was going on with the bandits. Walked away. Now, one of the big things with Kohan that you have to remember is the fog of war is weird. you can't see what's going on, but you can see if cities are being built. So if you get to see the whole map and then it goes under fog of war, you will not be able to see units moving through the map, but you will be able to see cities being put up, and you'll be able to say neutral cities getting taken over. It's a bit different from StarCraft or something, where, you know, so scouting is very valuable in this game for that reason. Little encounter here. Those scouts are going to be running away real fast. Let's see what Golmec is up to. Upgraded. No, he didn't. Nationalists start with 2, and I always forget that. He's slowly just building his econ up here. He got his mines, and that's kind of most of his money. Kind of going around with his scouts. We're at plus 38 for Zeza, plus 30 for Golmec, so we're on a similar page economy. Zeza's a little bit better getting those banks, and more money in the bank too. So in the econ game, Zeza is ahead right now. Golmec is most certainly ahead in the scouting game though. And let's see, Naba Daishan is Golmec's Kohan. Let's check out what she does. A cleric. Cleric Kohans are pretty great. You can get a cleric so early on all your parties, and she's going to do an even better job than you can with one in a temple. Interesting. Oh, that was good. And plus it's holy. Pretty good. Zeza, I got a similar one here. Spell immunity, trailblazing. That's really good, actually. Cavalry resistant, cavalry foe. And the blessing. So not healing, but taking over. And you can see with this party, simple party, footman, archer, engineer in the back, mostly for his modifiers, recon and rapid entrenching. And he's just a good fighter. Kind of can't be overlooked. I think it's so useful to put those one-ofs in the back row just to give those. Spiders attacking Golmec here. His scouts are just going around doing their thing. At least spiders are out, not doing anything. Golmec takes down his bandits. He's got a good little stockpile. Starting to get some money, and he's going for the 3rd settlers. He's got his scouts out, he's got his engineers out, and he's just trying to build up there. Zeza took over his Haroon. That's 3 settlements now, plus 69 against Golmec's, or plus 84 now against Golmec's plus 54. So coming ahead there. And that's the question, was it worth it for Golmec to go and search the land? He's got a really good view of the land. He's going to know a lot more of what I'm doing and have a lot more information. I just went to my ancient rune, and that's another thing. That was found early by Golmec scouts, and I didn't get them. That could have been 75 gold, that could have been a new Kohan. Golmec's going out, founding his next city, right next to the iron. Very obvious, very smart. And he's got a good bit of money here that he's pooling up. Let's see what he's going to do with it. Zeza here still at plus 84, starting to build up in his Haroon Sanctuary. Now those units are good. We'll see once we build them. They have archers and they have mounted archers, and the mounted archers are expensive at 1 wood and 1 iron. But they are faster than dragoons, they do good damage. If you have a party of dragoons to go with them that can just stand in front of them, they're really powerful. Zeza here going for the Slan, should be pretty easy to take. Again, just this footman party and this engineer party is enough to go around and start taking neutral settlements, and that's what you need early on in the game, just that critical mass of having a little bit of a party to take neutral settlements. Same thing over here with Golmec. His powerful engineers with the Kohan and the scouts are enough to take that pretty easily. Starting to get his econ up with the market, getting his econ up with another market there. I imagine he's going to go take that iron soon. And so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 settlements for Zeza, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 settlements for Golmec's. Plus 77 against Zeza's plus 104 now to plus 96. So they're pretty neck and neck right now. Both got their gold. Golmec has got a stone and an iron against just Zeza's gold. Zeza has been able to build up a little more in his city. He's got a bank, both of those. Got an iron export in that one. Iron exports and banks give the same amount of gold, both plus 15 is the overall result. Iron exports give you that plus 1 iron as well. So honestly, they're a better econ thing, but there comes a point in the game where you're always going to need that iron, so you want to be able to save it to do a blast furnace or something. Getting an outpost, Zeza's expecting definitely a battle to be happening here. He went out into the middle. Golmec did too, but kind of cuddled himself in there. Now, Slan cities are really valuable in my opinion. With a quarry and a temple, you can start getting a party that consists of the Slan front row, a cleric, and the Slan mystic who will cast in Snare Smell. And it's just such an easy party to get. You don't even have to upgrade the city. Cost a bunch of stone, but stone's cheap, so who cares? And that will definitely become the backbone of his army. Military speaking, got his first Haruns here. And if you see 25 damage, 32 move, their defense is weak as fuck, but they're just so mobile, and that really and plus 10 against archers. That is great for Harun battles for sure. Alright, Zeza's starting to mobilize. Golmec, I mean, he has a very similar army. Infantry, engineers, and wind riders against footmen, engineers, wind riders. I'm on the defensive here, so if he went for an attack, he would definitely come out behind. Little encounter here. I'm coming forward. And I see an army. Retreat. No reason to fight there when my guard is right below me. Let's see, scouts are hanging out there. Golmec's at plus 99, Zeza's at plus 87. Zeza's economy started to tank after he started to try to get some more units. Started building some more outposts. It'll come back up for sure. Focusing on defending this Slan place right now and getting some Slan units up. We have our first party here. As you can see, these guys, 19 attack, 16 move, 14 defense, and that defense is pretty good, and that attack is fine. When you have an army with more attack like that too, and the real star are these guys. Summon Wasp, I mean, get some Wasps out there. And look at them, 14 defense too. The Slan are hardy, and that cannot be overlooked. Infantry getting away. Are we going to chase? Are we going to see a chase here? No, it looks like everybody's getting back to New Iranian. Spiders are attacking him up here in Watson Hill. Battle is starting around here. First Wind Rider's doing a little bit of recon. It's kind of the first scouts Zeza's had this mission. Back here, still at plus 87. Economy seems to be getting a bit neglected in the battle right now. Library went up, probably for a ranger at Harun. The thing with support units is all the mages and all the clerics have movement pretty equal to an infantry or something, and a company only has as much movement as the slowest moving unit in that company. So if you get something like Haruns, you want to be able to take advantage of their 32 movement. The only thing you can really get is rangers, who will give you trailblazing, let you move through all the forest on this map, let you move through everything, do some good damage, and it's kind of just the only party you can really do with horsemen is having rangers in the back. And we got a pretty big army from Golmec over here. He's got engineers, infantry, scouts, and 2 wind riders. Again, not the most impressive, powerful units, but as an army of 5 companies, you got 30 units there. It takes over that Gari pretty easily. He's got more infantry up here. Zeza's starting to feel hurt on gold, or sorry, on wood. Goes down and gets that Ironwood Grove. Now, in terms of cities, we're at 5 for Golmec and 4 for Zeza. Plus 81, plus 74, 8 for Zeza to plus 111 for Golmec. So Golmec's econ has definitely started to take advantage here. Zeza's been a little bit greedy in trying to get all his units. Going over for the attack, encountering this big army. 3, and then trying to flank from behind with the Haruns. The Wind Rider's doing some good damage, but this battle's not going to work out with the defense of the Gari. Going back to the Slan village, trying to recuperate. This Ironwood is in production now. These engineers should probably get back to the battle at this point. Every unit counts. Golmec's putting on a little chase with his cavalry, decides not to, and goes back. So we've kind of split the map like this now. You can see the Slan has become kind of my big territory in the middle, and this Gari has become Noah's stronghold. Golmec's stronghold, that is. And here we go. Trying to poke a little bit with those Wind Riders. See some Grenadiers. No way you're going to win that battle. Run away and try to kite a bit without losing macro too much. Plus 70. You see that -8 iron is really hurting. It's those Wind Riders take +1. Oh, they just got Dragoons too. This party is a total of -12, I believe. -12 iron. And those Wind Riders are taking up iron. So that should be a priority. Again, flanking with these guys, coming up pretty good. Oh, and Golmec's got a flank too, stopped by the Slonry. And we got a good battle going on here. This flank's going good, kind of pecking off those guys from behind. Wind Riders retreating. Zeza's units are coming up ahead. All of Golmec's units retreating, probably back to New Ahriman, upgrading until the next level. From a village to a town. Infantry destroyed. Zeza came ahead in that battle, but look at the economy. +36 against +129. So Zeza really has to start making some actual moves here. If he's just going to sit there and try to macro, he's going to fall behind pretty quickly. Getting more settlers to try to get that econ back up. More Wind Riders to try to continue that advance. And Goons and Wind Riders are going up and going to try to start to just harass a little bit. Outpost has been upgraded to a fort. This is just the site of battle right now. Wind Riders pecking off some of these Dragoons. And that is great. Catching this just forming Dragoon party. If he can get him, And most likely, Golmec does not have an armory guild. That was about 75 gold that he just threw away there. Very successful harassment. Very small, did everything it needed to do, and these guys can get away easily. Even against this mobile army, infantry and grenadiers are going to be way too slow. Back to the Slon. And there we go, Zeza's mobilizing. He sees that army up there, and he knows his armies, Golmec's armies, are not all together, so it looks like he's mobilizing to try to take this Gari. Down here we got these settlers who are ready to go out and make another settlement. Where are they going to go? I don't know. We got 2 Wind Riders and Dragoons going up here for some more harassment, it looks like. But first, Gari Stronghold, no resistance. This is going to be easily taken. And Golmec's not even going to try to defend that. Giving it up pretty easily. So with this, Zeza has a bit of map control. With more scouting, Zeza could have been able to really easily tell that he could have taken both corners. These settlers are going right over here. Could have taken the corner and had that gold, had a little more. Engineers and infantry destroyed. We got up here, harassment trying to happen, but Noah's army was too well in place. Goons and 2 Wind Riders trying to get away, but a bad retreat, and these Wind Riders might go down. Gari Stronghold was taken. Engineers got destroyed, though, and that was definitely a misplay and a bit of a loss, losing those guys. Second Wind Riders destroyed. Econ is getting a bit better for that. +98, still against Golmec's +109. Lot of extra in Golmec's bank, though, and he is going to start getting some more units, I imagine. Upgrading Baron's Rock to a town, he is going towards Leeds. It's that kind of the game. Mid-game, time to start teching up. The Gari taken. Zeza's moving back his Slon, his Footmen. Still that same Footman company from the beginning of the game. Regulars right now. These Wind Riders are regulars. These guys are still recruits. Moving back to the defensive position. Down here we got another group of engineers coming up, right, to repair that Gari. Just building that town and getting iron, just a little thing like that. That +6 gold from the town. Getting rid of all that minus from the iron. He's back up to 121. So Zeza's doing pretty good econ-wise. Noah's at 129. Neck and neck econ. And this is an imposing army. 3 Grenadiers, Goons, Wind Riders. He's ready to make a move here with a very strong infantry force. Zeza has got Wind Riders and Goons. Wind Riders are the first to engage. Everyone retreat. Goons, Wind Riders retreat. Goons are following. Golmec's trying to get in position. Footman caught a bit out of position. And the retreat. All Golmec knows about is those 3 parties. The Slon have not revealed themselves yet. And the Slon are going to start coming up from the side. Wind Riders are going to come up from the side and start to flank. The Grenadiers are there to start taking them. Dragoons having trouble getting into battle, and this is just an all-out melee right now. Nears are coming in from the side to try to start helping out, but man, those Slon are just doing so much good against those Grenadiers with Entangle. But Zeza's army is starting to fall apart here. Nadiers are still strong. Golmec's engineers and dragoons running away. Wind Riders fighting strong. Grenadiers holding up the center. And the engineers and those Slan are just starting to push them back little by little. Over here, we got Zeza taking this corner finally. Back to the battle, though. Golmec is retreating. Such a close battle. 2 Grenadiers destroyed. Zeza's econ at 131 with 300 gold to spare, and Golmec at 129 with 200 gold to spare. Neck and neck for sure, but that was a big loss for Golmec and definitely a turning point. Nobody has the strength to do anything right now, and so Zeza goes, takes that side settlement, starts to upgrade his new settlement there, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 settlements for Zeza against Golmec's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 2 settlements. And the econ should reflect that eventually. But these are just very intensive parties. 3 Slan parties, which require 2 mana, 5 wood. These guys require a wood and a stone, I guess. They're not as cheap as I thought. But man, just having a cleric and a mystic and those guys, this is a dream party for, again, nothing has been built except a quarry and an unupgraded temple. You can't even upgrade it in a Slan place. Zeza's back up here doing a little harassment on this town. And here we are, first elites coming from Golmec. Elite guards, 48 and 20 defense. Those guys are fucking untouchable. Okay, and we're back. A little bit of harassment here, and didn't do much damage, but saw the elites, and that is big. Goons, Wind Riders, Engineers, a little mobile army from Golmec here, plus his 2 elites starting out there. And what does he got in the back here? We got a Zealot and a Fanatic. Anything else going on here? Let's just look at these units for a minute. Zealots, Wash of Pain, Dark Powers, and Waves of Pain over its unlucky victims. So that just I think it's just a minus AV, minus EV thing. Cloud of Fear, lowers morale. That is a powerful unit. So that is just going to make armies crumble in front of him, and then over here we got a Fanatic that's doing the same thing. No cleric units in that party. And both of them look like the same thing, the Zealot and the Fanatic. Slan going up here and completely taken off guard. 2 Slan, 3 Slan, and the footmen have got to get out of here. We have Golmec's mobile army coming from the back, and we got his elites coming from the top. Pincering in on them, and these armies might fall. Zeza going back. Footmen, Wind Riders, Slan, Goons. Behind, militarily speaking. We got plus 116 against plus 119. Econ is pretty much on the same level. And Zeza's got this going on over here. But this army is terrifying right now. Okay, guards come up. Let the militia go out there a bit, and then send in the units. They're going to be coming in a minute. There we go. Mobilizing the mobile units, cavalry. Trying to get a flank, but getting intercepted by those elites right in front. Slan is just kind of sitting here, but trying to get into battle. And what are we going to have here? How is Zeza going to get out of this? We got goons from Golmec up here, out of the battle. More goons coming in from Zeza. And this is a stronghold, man. This is, you know, a fort and a militia from a town is a lot. A lot to hold back. Elites got out of there, but one party of elites looks like was lost from Golmec. That went a lot better than I thought it would. Zeza's holding in there, starting to get this. As soon as he saw those elites, it was time to get a city in the capital, try to get some elites of Zeza's own. Still never grabbed that, and nobody went after that. Still never grabbed that. So there's a lot of options for Zeza of ways he could have improved his econ here. Minus 12 gold, or sorry, minus 12 iron, getting more dragoons. Starting to get some more mobile units to do a little bit of harassment, I'm sure. Anyways, everybody's just back in their camps. Everybody's just recovering right now. We got first elites getting back up, and we got 2 more parties of elites. 3rd and 5th elites. I mean, there must have been 2 parties that got lost at some point. And anyways, down here we got 2 goons and wind riders, and then we got 2 Slan, engineers, and footmen still holding strong as kind of the light infantry. More goons happening over here, and they'll be a mobile part of the army. No more expansions, really. Everyone is just trying to focus on getting themselves back up. And we got a mobile army over here from Golmec taking back this Gari. Hasn't been a huge thing for these, and no battles have happened there. Just getting some wood and a little bit of extra econ. We're at 147 against 104, so that's about 50% more econ on Zeza's side. Putting in press formation to try to save this. The exact same army. And what's going to happen here? These guys will hurt a little bit. Oh, and the second goon's coming in. This should put it in Zeza's favor. But right as that happens, Leet's coming down and trying to attack a naked Slan. But I still have my 4 light infantry going there. That's going to be able to spend it just fine, just fine. And we got more elites. We got 2 more elites coming in. Bad timing. If all those elites came at the same time, this might have been a different battle. Light infantry of Zeza coming from the back to try to stop this from happening. But 3 elites in battle now. Engineers in battle. My mobile units are out of position, but coming in for the flank, coming in from behind and getting those zealots and those fanatics. Big move right there from Zeza. Taking that out, surrounding the elites. And we got 3 elite parties that are going to go down, I think. That flank is so important in this game, and that was what won this battle, and that was what turned this battle. Still looking good for Golmec. I mean, those elites are just so fucking powerful. These goons are just running into enemy territory. They're gone. Golmec's first engineer is destroyed, and really close here. Really close. Militia is drained. Parties are drained. His 3 elites are still up, but all their mages are done. It's just these powerful units in the front, which can go a long way, but with a little bit of pushing back, I think Zeza is going to be able to keep that. Zeza's mobile units are over here, forgotten about. If they get back into battle, this will help change the tide a lot. Back here, Zeza's got his first elites going up, and that'll also help change the tide of battle. If we look at this, 420, 45 damage, that's with some boost. 42 is the neutral, but these guys, 32 damage, 8 defense. Don't look nearly as impressive, but man, when they start to attack with that call to high damage, it is deadly. And only 240 damage, but it's the difference between infantry and an archer. Being able to do that much damage from the back is just so killer. A little more harassment here from these Wind Riders, trying to finish up what the elites couldn't. And doing a pretty good job. Militia, 2 out of 8, 5 out of 12. So Militia's starting to come back. There's 1 more in here, and they'll be able to deploy a company. And Zeza's retreated back to Peanut, start to recuperate from all those losses. That was a big battle, one of the biggest battles of this game. We got Leet still going on here, we got Wind Riders still fighting, and the Slan town remains untouched. Spider's still there, nobody ever took them. Zeza's got Leets coming out there, and starts having an eye on that. Fully upgraded Citadel for Zeza. These goons are going over to do some exploration. Wind Riders hanging out there, and just more elites being pumped out. 1, 2, 3 elite parties. But very hurt. 134 econ versus 133. Neck and neck again. Okay, down to 94 from Zeza after building those goons. Looks like he's going to be making a push, keeping his elites down there. He's going to be making a push for this Drake lair. Try to get this Holy Oasis that will try to help get his econ back into shape. Everybody's econ's looking okay though. Plus 134 still for Golmec. Nightbringer gets him that Zealot. And mobile units from Zeza starting to do a little more poking around. Of course, the problem when you don't micro sufficiently is that these guys 32 versus 26 movement, so if you just move them all, you're going to have your archers up front. You got to micro it a little bit, or at least put the archers in press position and put the dragoons in open position. I forget what that's called. A little bit of battling going on up here, nothing too much, just poking around. Forces Leets to use a little MP, just force them to get out of position. And we got Leets, Wind Riders, Dragoons coming over here. We got Spiders attacking there, nobody cares. Mobile unit from Golmec going over here to take this Gari back. And the Leets coming in means that this Gari is pretty undefended. Not even gonna try. Here we go down here. Goons and Leets easily able to take this Drake out. Hoping for a good reward from that, and then engineers being built immediately to try to take control of that Holy Oasis. Once again, we're at plus 81. Zeza's econ fell, plus 139, still staying strong for Golmec. 3 elites there, 4th elite, Goons, Wind Riders. He's got a mobile army, and he's got elites in 2 different places. Zeza's got his Goons over there, and he's starting to kind of build a light infantry army again. 2 Slan footmen, and those are still the same first footmen, still regulars. It's going to be about these elites coming in from Zeza. More goons, 2 elite parties, getting an outpost, and about to get this holy oasis. Big move from Golmec here, taking his mobile army and starting to press into Zeza's lands. Not something he's done at all. Zeza's been the one harassing. A little bit of a micro error leading them around that mountain. And at the same time, double pincered attack is what he's doing here. Trying to distract. Everybody is going to be focusing on these elites coming for the Swan village, and at the same time coming down to my capital with a mobile army. Micro wasn't too good here. Those guys should have been in the back, but nevertheless, those elites against elites though. Big battle here. And over here, again, the light infantry and the cavalry from Zeza is starting to do some pretty good damage here. Pretty good. And with that outpost, with that fort, I mean, and with the Swan pushing Golmec's units back. And this is it. Golmec has pushed through. Okay, back. We're back. And Golmec is taking over Zeza's capital here. You can see those buildings are starting to get sold. There's no way that Zeza's going to get back in position. But, look at this. Scattered elite parties. Another scattered elite party. 3 scattered elite parties. Engineers over here. Golmec has got nothing up north. Plus 206 economy is very good, and he's doing good stuff there. But he just split up his army to try to take my capital, and it succeeded, but he lost a lot of strength up north in his main base. And so here we go, coming down and taking most of the mainlands of Zeza's base, cutting off my economy, and look at how bad that is. Plus 68 versus plus 191. Raised the city, didn't even want to try to keep it. Now I'm running away my nears here and hoping to God that he does not find that. And here we go, totally wreaking havoc. And the predictable counterattack. 2 goons, 2 Slan, elites, footmen, wind riders. Noah's got a party and a half of elites here. And it's not looking great. Slan have retreated. Elites are holding in there, so elites are strong as hell. Wind Riders and footmen retreating to my new town, Hansville, and the goons come in from the side to sweep up. Golmec's elite guards coming in slowly around the side. And it's time. Taking over the capital. Over here, Golmec is starting to sweep up on the side. Took Zeza's Harun and is now taking Zeza's Pina Council Town. Zeza has started upgrading this into a citadel to try to get elites. We got Slan, we got Dragoons. Now over here, this is just a complete base exchange happening right now. Going up to the north. This dragon was not touched, but it's not going to come out unless I get really close. Most of Zeza's army up here, and it's just about raising these settlements because we're not going to keep them. Negative 16 gold econ, plus 20. The econ is terrible. We're just trashing it at this point. And Golmec taking that town, destroy the capital, and has not yet discovered this. So Zeza still has 1, 2, 3 towns left. Raise the capital, raise both the lands in Golmec's mainland. And we got a big army coming through here of all the same players that we've been seeing before from Zeza's army. These elites are trying to run into this town, New Iranian, and is now upgrading to try to give it a little more defense. And this party that came around the back is now going to the sun. Gari Stronghold is under Golmec's control, and he's getting some of those pretty good units, these Gari hammers. 1 wood and 1 iron is significantly cheaper than the 2 iron that Dragoons cost, and so they are very, very good for that reason. Pina is under enemy control. Golmec is making a push towards that Slan regen, but right in time, these units were able to get back. We got Slan, we got footmen, we got Slan, we got those lead archers. And man, the Slan and lead archers are such a good team, ensnaring them and then just leaving them completely helpless to those super powerful archers. Mobile units from Zeza coming back into the fray. We got this town building walls, expecting to be found at some point, but hasn't been yet. That town was not found, and this was not found. And this was not found. So Zeza's got some nice hidden places that have kind of stopped Golmec's advance down south. Big mobile army here. Not particularly mobile. The Slan are pretty slow. 16 movement. Big army from Zeza all staying together, whereas Golmec's armies are very fractured right now. He's got this army down here. He's got his hammers up there. Just doing a little poking around with those Wind Riders. And here comes the rest. Zeza's army is going to start going over and try to take this Gowrie back. And leaving one behind to start to defend that Slan place. Golmec is getting some leets back up. And yep, he's got everything for those leets. Building purely offensive units here. Just trying to do as much damage as possible to those. Versus, if we look at the party that Zeza is using, Channeler, Protect and Heal. Channeler is a special unit for their council, and they're just so good. And then a Paladin. Paladin gives Spell Immunity, Courageous, Shadowbane. Those are just... yeah, Spell Immunity is huge. Oh my god, that's so huge, especially against the Zealots of the elites of Golmec. And so that's definitely something that is going to tip the sway. And again, look at that. The Paladin's going out there and killing himself. But that aside, Slan, look at that. They try to retreat, Slan captures them, surrounds them, still trying to retreat. They are fractured, and Zeza is coming in here. It's a mix of those Slan and those Council elites that are just completely wreaking havoc. Coming from the side, Dragoons back in, Slan back in. Zeza's got control of this game. A small mobile army coming up from the south to take this Slan, and it's going to finally happen. The entire game, Golmec has been trying to take this Slan stronghold. Slanrik Kral, it is called. And it'll be able to go through this militia, I'm sure, but Golmec's backup that became his new birthing place of leets is now getting destroyed. Zeza's got control of this game. Nothing left up north. Golmec never took that. A couple small towns over here, but nothing got to amount to too much in this game. Still held onto that, so Golmec has got his Harun. He is taking over the Slan, perhaps. His Harun is 2 cities over here. But with this great army and absolutely no one to defend, Zeza is going to sweep up north. And even if Golmec takes this, which he did, it's going to be for naught. This over here, 3 elites getting formed. This game's over, people. Zeza pulled ahead with a completely dying economy, but that's what you can do in this game sometimes. You can just, if you're at that certain point where you have enough money, you can just completely trash your economy for that little boost. You can put all your resources and more that you don't have into making all these armies, and if you go in a long-term game, you're going to start to fall apart. But for right now, I know that these elites were just going to outright win me the game if I hadn't already won it. Zeza, or Golmec, has nothing left. And so much of this game came down to the fractured army of Golmec. He tried to do a move where he attacked here with his elites while he did an army down here, and it worked great, because it really did start to take me, but he should have kept his guys up here, his elites. Maybe a little poke down there and then retreated, because I was able to just base trade as soon as he did that. Going after this last town, and the game's over at this point. Golmec is going to concede fairly soon, I'm sure. But a fractured army in this game cannot last for long. And there's so much you can do with microing and flanking to make it okay, but that just wasn't able to happen this game. And it's the incredible power of the Council Elite Bowmen and those Slan Mystics and Slan parties was just, it was too much to handle for Golmec, and he was able to really just take him out. And there we have it. Golmec resigns. Wasn't enough. Too little, too late, and Zeza's the winner of this game. Whew. That was a good one, guys. Thank you for watching.